Short-term rental cheat code 23, be a buzzword. Yes, that was another B pun. Now, when I say buzzword, we're going to be talking about reputation. All right? Your reputation precedes yourself. You want to make sure that you're building a reputation that's on a solid foundation. Not like this little rock here that's just balancing and at any moment could fall over. Right? Your reputation in this business is so important. The reviews you get, how you treat people, how you let others know what you're doing. Build a reputation that is trustworthy. Right? It reminds me of Simon Sinek. He taught me something that was really interesting. He talked to some Navy SEALs and he said, how do you actually determine who it is that you'll bring on to this SEAL training? And they said there's really two different things that they look at: skill set and trustworthiness. If you have someone that is not trustworthy and they don't have a good skill set, nobody wants those people. If they have somebody that is extremely high skill set and extremely high trustworthiness, these are like level 5 leaders, amazing. Everybody wants them, right? But they said something that was really interesting. They would rather have someone that is high trust and medium or even low skill than someone that is extremely high skill and low trust. And the way you could think about this is, would you trust them with your life? Absolutely. But would you trust them with your wife? Now, this is key. When you're building your reputation, trust is one of the things that goes so much into this business. You have to make sure that you're guarding that reputation. I like this. This is one of my friends, Dr. Greg Kimball. He said, I am not what I think I am. I'm not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. So the way that your reputation is influencing the way that you show up is so important. The way that you allow others to see you and the way you think about the way others see you is going to influence the thoughts you have, the feelings that you have, and then also the actions you take. Now, if you give people the benefit of the doubt that you say, you know, I think they think I'm an awesome person, and I think that they think that I am going to absolutely bring the very best that I have to this short-term rental, suddenly that reputation is going to start to permeate out there and you build confidence because you have competence. All right? This is fantastic. One of my favorite quotes of all time, I'm going to read you this quote, and if you need to, go back and listen to it again. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Now let me share an experience that I had along these lines that really impacted me. This was 2 or 3 years ago, right at the end of school. We had a little bit of time that we could have our students go and have some fun and learn something that they always wanted to learn. Another teacher brought in Wasatch Forge to come and show us how to forge these swords and knives and really cool things out of metal. And as they were doing this, there was this old saying that popped into my head: strike while the metal's hot. And I thought to myself, oh, this is very relevant. He showed us that when you have metal, you put that metal into the fire and you heat it to the point that it's glowing, and that's when you strike. You take out your hammer and you strike while the iron's hot, because if you don't, all you're doing is making cute little dingy sounds, right? You're making those pings, but nothing's changing. You're not making an impact unless you're striking while the iron is hot, right? Now, what does this have to do with our reputation? Our reputation is so important. We are made up of a metal that, if we are not careful, is not going to be sharpened. It's going to be ground down. This is a really interesting quote. Teaching is like a grindstone. Whether it wears us down or sharpens us depends on the metal we're made of. So are we making an impact on other people's lives because we have warmed them up to this opportunity to actually go and do a short-term rental with them as a partner, or buy a rental from them as a turnkey short-term rental? Or what are we doing to make an impact positively on our reputation and to let others see that we love them and care about them, right? That impact is key. It's all about significance. Let me share another one of my absolute favorite quotes. This is Oprah Winfrey. She said, "Don't worry about being successful, but work toward being significant. And then success will naturally follow." It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. And that's Warren Buffett. This made me think of the story Coco. If you've ever seen that, it is absolutely phenomenal. There was a villain that at the very beginning, he thought he was the best. Everybody loved him. Everybody remembered him. His name was Ernesto de la Cruz. Right? And you have this little boy named Miguel that goes out and he's like, oh, he's the best, right? And he was this amazing musician. Everybody thought he sang well. He had the perfect life. And the interesting thing was, his entire reputation, even after he died, was so built up and awesome until the moment that his true colors were shown, right? They peeled back the curtain and everybody was able to see at the very end of this show, spoiler alert, very end of the show, that he was a villain, right? He had murdered someone, right? He had murdered Hector, and absolutely in just a flash of a moment, he had his reputation ruined, right? The guy that was sitting in there conducting the orchestra snaps his baton and he wouldn't play for him. And then this alebrije, which is this really big like cat that would come and they would fly in there. They picked him up and dropped him on this other area, and he got crushed by this bell. You think about how fragile our reputations are. Are we being the very most true versions of ourselves? Are we allowing others to see who we are, our true colors, right? Because his reputation was all built on lies. Our reputation, we want to have it built on trust, on things that we absolutely are. We be the best version of ourselves. So I hope that was helpful for you. You want to make sure that you're not just showing up and saying, hey, it's nice to get to know you, but you want to be that person whether you're in front of them or not, whether they hear about you or not. However it is that someone finds out about you, you be the same yesterday, today, and forever. Build that reputation, build that trust, and I know things are going to happen for you. Thanks.